Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is the Boom Bar on your Boom Radio NG, counting down to Christmas like 3, 2, 1. But no, it's not 3 days to Christmas, but yes, we are counting down. And what's happening on your side of town? Today, we're talking a whole lot of stuff.
And yeah, my name is Dolupo. Warm welcome to the bar this very interesting afternoon. We're going to be talking about a couple of things. One of them being that it's Christmas time, yeah, and the federal government it seems to want to do Christmas for everybody or most people. Let me say everybody because a lot of people might actually not enjoy it. Some people, if the one that they should have done is done a, you know, cut on a fuel on petrol, then we'll know that you are doing Christmas cut for everybody. But anyway, Sha, that one also we're going to be talking about that. NAFDAC, there is now a statement from NAFDAC talking about all the fake product proliferation of fake products all over the place. There are a few conversations around what they're planning to do, how to, detect some of these fake products, and even some explanation on some of the products that are not totally fake. They're just counterfeit. I don't know if to call it counterfeit. I don't know where they stand, but definitely we're going to be talking about that. There's a bit of news from the Senate. The army also has news. Former Governor Wike is in the news. There is updates from River State as well. Lagos State is also in the news for the new thing they are known for now. Also, there's news from Niger State. Very interesting news. Has been going on for the past couple of days, but feel that we will get to it. Also, the story coming from the Vatican that we did not have time to talk about yesterday, and a reaction from the Nigerian Catholic Church. Also, we will be taking that up, and if time permits us, there are a few international stories that will be taken, a few sports stories, and entertainment stories. So sit back, relax, and let's get right into today's show. So as we start the Boomba today, we are starting with the announcement that the federal government has now decided to slash public transport fare by 50% across the country. And even more interesting news is the fact that there is now completely 100% free fare by trains, to and fro, from today the 21st to the 4th of January 2024.
So, what it is that if you have plans of going to your village people, sorry, if you have plans of going to your hometown, your city, or it doesn't even have to be, if you just want to travel across Nigeria now, this is the best time to do it because it's free by rail if there's a train station going your way, and it's 50% by road, when we hear the modalities for how they want to pull it off. However, if you know you don't want to have okay.
Why do I feel you're about to say something very...
I'm not going to say it.
Just say it.
No. I won't say it, but I'm just saying that, okay, what's your excuse now? All of you that were, claiming that, you couldn't travel because of, what's your excuse? But actually, I just have feeling that they are facilitating some people's meeting with village people. like some people have a valid reason to stay in the city now. Maybe you're supposed to be in Lagos or Port Harcourt or Benin or Abuja, Ibadan, Kano, Kaduna, all the major cities. Maybe you're supposed to stay back. See free train ride though. That's how you go and enter train ride.
Okay. Village people.
Village
people that have been looking for you before.
One thing that people used to say is about to happen now. They said that the head that wants to receive a knock.
If it's in Lagos, it's a free train ride.
Free train.
Anyway, train.
But you see, that's just us breaking the ice and making light of the situation. On a more serious note, it's a welcome development. I know that Osun State has been making it easy for her citizens to travel during festive periods from Lagos to Osun State, and back for years. I think he started under Ralph Aregbesola when he was governor. I think Oyetola continued, and it looks like Demola Adeleke must have continued
I
too.
don't know.
You get so about Demola Adeleke. Well, it's not on our list, but we'll get to it somehow at some point in time.
Which one?
At the at the
dancing
event, yeah.
Everybody already knew that he was
singing,
dancing senator.
Singing.
Okay, yes, he sang. He's now he has taken the baton of. Okay, no, that one was never governor.
That's Dino's
That's
work.
senator. Okay.
He doesn't want to allow Zeno make money. It's you that want to do everything.
Any which
So,
way,
it's a welcome thing. But you have something
it
you want to
is.
say,
Yes,
so.
I want to ask, like, okay, so how does the train ride? Of course, you literally just get there. For people that want to take this train ride, I get it is free. I think one thing that you should do, because we liked free things. Truthfully, if maybe the train stations were close, and maybe if where these trains were going to stop were closed, it would not be a bad idea to actually take these trains. But first things first, I think that anybody that wants to, just advice from Dolupo, anybody that wants to take train rides, at least we know there's the Lagos Ibadan, there's the Warri Takwe, there's the Abuja Kaduna Rail.
Yeah.
It's going to be jam-packed.
There are also the old rail that is in operation. There's Lagos Kano that people are not talking about. They did this test. The other time and all that.
But are they taking people?
Well,
that's another thing. I think it's just
they
cargo.
they should, because remember the old rail in Lagos used to run.
Yeah, I don't think it runs anymore.
Now
Does it?
people
Does it?
when you look at that thing, you think
That's still run like a few years. I don't know if it's still.
It's still running as at
It's
last
still
year.
running now.
Are you sure they've stopped?
In fact, they had newer trains.
Uh-huh.
And I don't think they've stopped that. They pass.
They can't stop now.
They pass the Ikeja. Okay, but they
Exactly.
probably might stop it.
Maybe because of the construction.
Yeah, of the new constructions of
but
the
standard
the
gauge
red
runs.
line.
The standard gauge runs from
Does
Yaba
it?
all the way to Ibadan.
Yeah, but it doesn't run through all that Ikeja, Shogunle.
It's the same access.
Is it? No, it doesn't go to other place. No, it
They
doesn't.
start from Yaba.
No, it doesn't.
Where is the rail track from Yaba going to run through?
To Agege.
Where?
I don't know. Anyway,
It's the same
never been
thing
on
now.
it.
It's the same one that runs through Mushin, Oshodi, anyhow, Sha.
Any which way,
There-
Sha.
there's
I'm
free
just saying that
train ride now.
free train ride for anybody else go. It is. I think the smartest thing to do is go really early. I think now train rides are like you can get those things online. Yeah, you can get your tickets online.
Yeah.
So maybe that would also.
For Lagos, Abuja, at least you can get on. I don't know if they.
I know they started the one for
yeah.
Lagos Ibadan. Yes, I think they
Lagos,
started.
Lagos. I said Abuja. Sorry, Lagos Ibadan.
Yeah.
Confirmed. Then they were going to onboard the Abuja Kaduna one.
Yeah, I
don't
know. I
if-
think it was even that one that they started before or something. But
So-
anyway, I think that I was just putting it out there really that if you want to go on the train ride. But my question is that this one with public transport, 50% off public transport. Number one, what are the modalities, and how exactly do they think that? How are they going to monitor it? Because I also feel that. I don't want to sound funny, but I think that there are a lot of
I have a few ideas.
Nigerians that still choose to be exploitative
Okay.
either way. So how do they want to make sure, let's even say that it's subsidized already, they already paid money to these unions and all that, and maybe the big luxury buses, they're already paying those companies and all. I get it. Maybe those ones, if it might even be easier because they're. But what happens to the public transports that are really the road? They're a lot around the whole country. How do you actually monitor that these buses actually stick to the 50% rebate?
We do not have the modalities yet for that, but I have a few ideas. If I was in government, these are some of the things that I would do to ensure. So the thing that we're trying to break down now is how the federal government that does not own these commercial buses is saying go there and pay 50%. You understand? And Lagos State had done it in the wake of the increase of pump price of fuel. There was some kind of arrangement that they had with them. But as the federal government, I think what they would do, if I was in the government, is the first thing I would do is to give them fuel. Do you understand? I'll give them fuel and make sure that, for this period, for the next 2 weeks, we estimate how much fuel they need, diesel or petrol, and I give them a rebate on it. Sure you get. So that way, they are already paid off. Instead of saying, for every ticket that they bring a stub and we'll give you 50% of that, we'll match the 50% that Nigerians are going to pay. If you say that, accountability and transparency will be an issue, because you're talking about hundreds of thousands of people, and you're talking about like a couple of buses and trucks. So, but what we would do is to make sure that what takes your cost, what are the things that you're spending, the bulk of the things that transporters are spending money on is fuel.
It's fuel.
So we would give you fuel at our dump at a rebate, more like subsidy or subsidized fuel, at a rebate for that period. So that way you have no reason to increase the cost. You charge them that 50%, That way it can work.
It might work, yeah.
Another thing that they could do is if they work on estimates to say, look, get some data working now. How many trips does each bus make in each park per day from this location to this location? They take all that information, juxtapose it with, some algorithm and work some things out and come up with a price and say, you know what, guys, federal government is giving you X billion. You go share it amongst your members so that every Nigerian that comes to this place would get on a ride. Now, how do you know? One of the things that they could use instead of alongside the 50% that they're going to charge you is maybe your card, your NIN or your voter's card or whatever. But again, if you do that, the people who are not eligible to vote might be, sidelined in this. So what they might do, is to ask for some form of identification. That way you can document it to say, okay, these are the people that actually...
But I just think that is
another thing that they do is a manifest, because ideally every bus park now, for years now, they make sure that you fill out.
So what happens with the people that they Sola?
That's not part of the deal. That's not part of the deal.
That's not anybody's business.
It's really not part of the deal. Excuse me. I remember boarding one of those well-organized transport buses from Benin to Lagos. And I observed that when you're leaving the bus park, there's supposed to be maybe 12 passengers, and that's 12. You pay for 12 and everything. And the driver is off. A few couple of meters from the park, he just stops at one random place and picks one person, charges the person, and tells
you to move. Are you
shift that this person is going with him and you have to shift.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, some of those people will tell you it's only one person in front. You get there's just one person in front. Then it's 3 per row. The last seat is the only one that takes 4. Man gets to middle of the road.
I told you to move.
He's picking 4 passengers, 2 in front and one. And he puts the money in his pocket. That happens, So I think based on feedback, some of those companies really clamped down on drivers who did that. And again, passengers became more, in tune with what they were doing, and they fought it. You get? So you cannot forestall the human angle to things when people want to change the system and look for a way around things. But this is where we are as human beings, and if only we all decided to do the right thing, but again, they will ask you, what is the right thing? It's relative. But I must commend the government. We've not commended the government. We must commend them for coming up with such a gesture.
Even if it's just the train rides, even if it's just the train rides, the thousands and thousands of people that these train rides will peak to and fro every single day for this number of days, it can, number one, the train ride is already cheaper than the road. What's it called already? The truth is that looking at it is probably even safer, is more comfortable, and it is basically definition of mass transport, taking a lot of people at the same time, and now it is free. See, whether we like it or not, it is actually commendable. The truth is that a lot of people, as much as there are a lot of people that are going to carry, there are a lot of people that might not enjoy it. E.g., maybe someone like me, probably will not enjoy this. But regardless, because you're not going to enjoy it does not mean that other people will not benefit from it, and it would actually doesn't make sense. So yes, I think that it's actually a very fantastic idea.
So again, we say, what's holding you back from traveling now? You've always wanted to make that trip. Hey, there's a free train ride now for Christmas period from the Warri Itakwe line, Abuja, Kaduna, to and fro, Lagos through Abeokuta.
There's no train ride from
to and fro.
I'm waiting for the train ride to my village.
Where would that be?
In Kwara. There's no train ride from Lagos to Kwara.
Oh, you're from Kwara now?
Where was I from before?
I don't know. Let's not do that.
Where did I tell you I was from before?
You know?
Where did I inform you that I was from?
Well, as we were saying before we were rudely interrupted.
Excuse you.
Yeah, I'm excused, but still back to the matter. It's time to travel for free on government budget now, so make una go enjoy your
Anyway, we're moving away from that, and we're going all the way to NAFDAC, where NAFDAC has a few things to say. Of course,
what
the
is
past
NAFDAC?
few things. The Administration for Food and Drug Control, you get it. The Nigerian Administration for Food and Drug. See, the funny thing is that all this I said is actually inside NAFDAC. I just can't. I can't remember how to arrange it.
This agency that we're about to talk about is, basically the one in charge of the things we've been discussing for the past couple of days when it comes to counterfeit drugs. And
because
food
a lot of people have been asking
everything. So this agency is the one that is
finally,
supposed to look out for you and me when it comes to this.
So now the DG of NAFDAC, I think Professor Moji Sola, if my memory serves me right, had now come to talk about how there are a lot of things that it's almost like a lot of Nigerians are hell-bent on killing Nigerians because they just want to make a quick buck. That we cannot. So kudos to them, actually, because I think the bulk of this conversation started from the videos of where we saw the joint task force of NAFDAC, NDLEA, and I'm not sure if it's the police. I know there were 3 agencies that went to bust markets in different states in the eastern part of Nigeria. And so basically, whether we like it or not, as much as we want to knock them for not doing enough, this conversation started a couple of days ago because we saw pictures of the work that NAFDAC is doing. So I think kudos to them. But the truth is that they need to do more. We also as individuals need to do more. They have also, I think that what they can also do, also not just because of the things that the amount of work or trying to burst, what's it called? Another easier way that it can make this work is try to sensitize people so much. Sensitize people so that, it's business. The more people don't buy your product, you're losing. So sensitize people to find ways of not buying this ridiculous things. The one I saw, there is a particular wine, I think, is it Four Cousins or?
Yeah, it used to be.
Used to be.
Now, they have a large family now.
They have all sorts of.
It's wine, no?
All sorts
Four cousins.
There's brothers.
There's
the
4
other
brothers.
cousins. The other brothers.
There's cousins in village people formats.
There's been all sorts of things, and I think it is very, very ridiculous. Some of the things now, they have also come out to say some of the things that people need to identify, we need to also open our eyes and be more vigilant with the things we're using. Now, first things first, we should try as much as possible, check with NAFDAC, check with whatever it is we're buying if they have NAFDAC numbers. Now, I know that with the issue of NAFDAC numbers, there's this thing that I know that's been happening for years, but people don't realize it. People you see NAFDAC number that has L behind it. People realize, a lot of people do not realize that those numbers are not NAFDAC numbers yet. They just mean that they're listed, they're waiting for approval. But people go on with those numbers and then they start selling products. We need to realize that those numbers are not certified. Those products are not certified yet. They've been submitted to NAFDAC, but they have not been certified. Anything that does not have a proper NAFDAC number without alphabet at the end, it is not, even though these days people probably just manufacture all sorts of things. Now, another thing that NAFDAC is saying, that if a product is being sold well below its normal price, but or does not seem to include normal taxes on things like especially liquor, then it is probably fake. They said that check for poor quality packaging, spelling mistakes, unusually shaped bottles, and then finally look for contact information and address of manufacturer. They're saying that most counterfeit products do not have these things because, of course, they don't want you to come and carry them. So if those things are missing, they're saying especially alcohol, it is fake. Also saying that you should inspect the seal on a bottle. If the seal is broken or damaged, check for fake barcodes. Now, how are we supposed to know if... it said that if you have an app on your mobile phone that scans barcodes, scan it immediately. If it is listed as a product, it will actually show. Okay, so it's time to actually download those things. I never even
Some
knew.
cameras can actually do it.
Just do it straight. Your camera will just do it straight, yeah?
Yeah.
So basically, they're just saying that they're just putting out a lot of things. I think that this is good information. I think if more of this information needs to go out. Maybe even Awesome Boom Radio need to make maybe a PSA around this thing. It is becoming a pandemic and we need to stop it. People are falling ill. People are dying because of some wicked, evil people.
You know, I'm glad that Dolupo is taking the positive side of all of this. I'm going to take the other side. You might call it negative or middle of the road. I don't know. But for instance, I've seen a video where someone who actually pushes agenda for NAFDAC on his own, it's a big advocate for what NAFDAC does. I was talking about how some people would get one NAFDAC number for one item, and they produce multiple items and slam the same number on it too. You don't know the relevance of those numbers or anything. You just know that they put their seal on it or they put their name on it, NAFDAC number A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z. So putting the NAFDAC number is not enough. NAFDAC must now more or less deploy the same barcode technology that they're saying. The barcode that you find on the product is from the manufacturer. But products that require NAFDAC certification should use technology also. So you'll be saving a lot of lives when people know that
I can just easily...
NAFDAC, this is probably even a chance for you to push your own app out.
Yes, they need to put just so that people can just verify, put the NAFDAC number in.
Any product that you did not certify or register, when you use the NAFDAC app, it won't work.
It won't work. You can easily see it.
And that way, people, you can save a lot of lives.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense.
It's time. We're giving out these things. You're supposed to pay us like millions for it. See, we're giving it because we care about lives. We want to save lives. You see? So this is one thing that NAFDAC must do, and not just tell people to look at spelling errors and blah, 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 blah. You must actually have this because, again, if someone is using one number for multiple reasons or one barcode, you will know. Technology, allows you to detect these things. So that's one of the things that we want to suggest that they look at, because just saying those things is as if you're just reading from a piece of paper and you're saying go and be safe. No. Another thing that I would like to suggest is that I think it's high time they restructured NAFDAC, and empower them more. Or a joint task force constituting of the Nigerian Army, Nigerian Navy, Nigerian Air Force, the Customs, the Police, the DSS, and NAFDAC, ICPC, Standard Organization of Nigeria, Manufacturers Association, just like stakeholders in that, sector, come together and set up a strong committee that can now train foot soldiers that would actually go into the streets. They'll be empowered based on the Nigerian law. I think it's time we took this thing. It is war out there because there's too much, there's a proliferation of fake products. So that's one thing that we're suggesting, that maybe they look into and, use this to save more lives, because people are dying. People are dying from ingesting these fake products. Now we're focusing more on the fake ones than the adulterated ones.
Adulterated ones, yeah.
You get, because that's another ball game entirely. That's another ball game entirely. And again, another terrible thing that's happening, that the scammers that NAFDAC is referring to, we talked about fake products, we talked about adulterated
products.
Then they are the ones who actually have lesser valued products.
Yeah, it's not like the products are bad, but they're just brand using other people's names to sell their products. Yes, so that's also a very interesting part, where I know that it's for them is most likely about the sales, but it's also very deceptive. It's a very, very deceptive behavior.
A guy put out a write-up, and I don't want to take too much time. I know Dolupo is about to move on. A guy put up a write-up, very believable, about how he was doing some research. He wanted to set up a factory to manufacture diapers, and toilet rolls, and serviettes, and all of those things. And they'd gone really far. So they went to do a market survey, and he spoke to someone who sells, those items in the market. And the guy said to him, why waste your money on creating your own brand when you can imitate an existing one? That if you come with this quality that you say you're coming with now, that they will now imitate it, the one that you want to do, and you will lose money. So he was advising this person to set up his factory, but instead of pushing out his own brand, his own new brand, to take one or two of the existing brands that are popular and imitate it. And that's the only way he can make money. That he has told him that if he tries it and he loses money, it's none of his business. This is the mentality out there, and it's really happening. And we must find a way to stop this. That's why we're pushing the agenda of some kind of strong force being meted out. And again, our laws must be strong. Let them see people being dealt with, people being sent to prison, people being jailed for, counterfeiting and all of these things, so that it will discourage some of them, and so that the ones that are caught that are not discouraged will be dealt with.
Now let's move on from that, and let's go on to where do we move on to? Okay, let's go on to just coming from Rivers State, because we've been talking about this thing I think since last week.
Yeah.
They keep having updates from it. In fact, there are a lot of talks happening. I saw news earlier in the day talking about how the president had lambasted the governor of Rivers State, and
allegedly,
a lot of other things. How some other people say that he was not